Alright, everybody. Kimbo White here. Just wanted to talk about a few things real fast. I know I need to get my WC 45 picks up, but I'm not sure what picks I'm going to make on that for this weekend and the Strike Force deal. But I'll do something that's separate on that. I wanted to talk about some things in the news. The end of the year was kind of disappointing for all of us. In the UFC, everybody else kind of finished out the end of the year with events, and the UFC kind of fizzled out due to illnesses and injuries. But they're coming back strong, man. Starting out like February, right at the end of February, February 21st, UFC 110 starts kicking off a lot of good action through February, March, and April. It's going to be pretty sweet. 108 and 109 kind of suck, to be real honest. Evans and Silva will be good to see, and Koscheck and Paulo Thiago rematch is pretty cool, but those two cards kind of suck. But anyways, jumping right into it. UFC 110 got Nogueira and Velasquez, Bisping and Vanderlei Silva, Ryan Bader, Keith Jardine, Krokop versus Rothwell. That's a pretty cool card. That's pretty decent. And jumping ahead for WEC 47 is pretty decent. March 6th, you got Bowles versus Cruz, Torres and Pulvers both fighting somebody. Those guys always put on a good show. But then jumping into a couple of things that are big news. John Jones versus Brandon Vera. I'd like to get everybody's opinions on that. John Jones versus Brandon Vera. That's going to be the 21st, Fight Night 21. It's the only fight they've announced for the card. And then on the 27th, UFC 111 is going to be the best card for a long, long time. It's going to be kind of making up for the year-end thing. And it sucks Brock's not going to be on it. But, man, I tell you what, we got the next best thing. After we see GSP wear Dan Hardy out. Oh, did I say that? I meant after we see GSP defend against Dan Hardy, the co-main event is something I'm going to be really pumped for, man. It's going to be one of them fights I'm going to be losing sleep over the week before, man. Wanting to see Shane Carwin versus Frank Mir. Knock on wood, hopefully, everything goes well, no injuries, and we get to see that go down March 27th because it's awesome. And then they're still looking for an opponent for Thiago Alves and Ricardo Almeida, and now it's rumored that they might just go ahead and take a fight against each other. So we're going to see a pretty good fight there. I tell you what, that'd be interesting matchup of techniques there. With the kickboxing of Alves and the submission of Almeida, it'd be interesting as hell. And then another big thing, March 31st. Debut of the Ultimate Fighter 11, Tito and Chuck coaching, which I could really give a shit about that, and I think that's how a lot of people feel. Who gives a shit? Those two guys are coaching and fighting again. Neither one's all that impressive anymore, but I guess we'll watch it, right? And the cast hasn't been announced yet. But then April 17th, any fans of the Hughes-Gracie rivalry, UFC 112 is Matt Hughes versus Enzo Gracie. So whatever, we'll watch that. But April 17th is the big deal too. Fedor Emelianenko and Ben Henderson are going to be fighting on the same card. Neither one's opponent has been announced yet. Which is a huge deal right now. And a big thing that was announced today Jake Shields has already said that he's open to defending against Dan Henderson in April. He has no problem with it, but neither camp or anybody had announced an official fight, and now today come out Hector Lombard of Bellator fighting has challenged Dan Henderson and said he's ready to step up to the big stage, and he wants to fight Dan Henderson in April. So it's going to be one of those two guys for Henderson, either Lombard or Shields, most likely. They were talking about him having to fight Babalu or somebody like that to step up to the title, but I think that's silly. Obviously you're not going to put him in there with a Robbie Lawler or I don't know, any of these other guys. I guess everybody wouldn't mind seeing Come Lee, but I don't know. He's fighting Saturday, so I guess he can fight again in April. You're not going to put Dan Henderson there with Scott Smith. Just the guys that Jake Shields has fought lately. You can put him in there with Mayhem Miller, I guess. Let him fight Mayhem Miller to step up to the Shields fight. But Shields already said he would defend against him. He doesn't have to do that, so I don't see why they would. I think they want to get as many people to watch this card as possible. So I see probably Henderson fighting Shields, to be real honest, but we'll see. So I don't know. I'd like to get everybody's opinions on that. I'll get my WEC picks up. I don't know. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'll get it done before the weekend. So everybody have a good night. It's been the last word with Kimbo.